सभाय अवतार सार शिरोमणि केवलानंद कंद भजो भजो भाई चैतन्य निताय सुदृढ़ विश्वास करी विषय छाड़िया शेरा से मजिया मुखे बोलो हरि 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 हरि। देखो रे भाई त्रिभुवने नाय ए मन दयाल दाता पशु पाखी जुरे पाषाण भितरे শুনি যার গুণ গাথা পশু পাখি জুড়ে পাষাণ ভিতরে শুনি যার গুণ গাথা সংসারে মাঝিয়া রহিলে পড়িয়া সে পদে নাহিল আশা अपन कर्म भुंजाए समना कहे लोचन दासा अपन कर्म भुंजाए समना कहे लोचन दासा परम करुणा पहुदुई जान निताई गौर चंद्रा सभा अवतार सार शिरोमणि केवलानंद कंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा हरे रामा 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा 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 हरे हरे Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Gaurachandraya. Om Namo Bhagavate Gaurachandraya. Om Namo Bhagavate Gaurachandraya. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yudapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangcha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhai degirim Yat kripa tamaham mande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Adapi Hanitalila Adapi Ranitalila Kore Gorarai Kona Kona Bhagyavan Dekibare Pai Adapi Hashelila Kore Gorarai Kona Kona Bhagyavan Dekibare Pai. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eternally performing his pastimes right here. This is Sridham Mayapur or Sridham Delhi, Sridham Indraprastha, whichever way you want to call it. Adya apya iha shei lila kore gorarai kono kono bhagyavan deki barapai. Very some rare souls may be able to see the nitya lila of our gorarai which is being performed every moment. In order to see Gaurarai's pastimes, we need eyes, we need Lochan. So that Lochan comes from the mercy of Vaishnavas like Lochan Das Thakur. Today is Lochan Das Thakur's appearance day. We pray to Him that we may be able to reveal His glories together for His pleasure, our pleasure, my purification. So we know that there are 3 famous books, actually there are 4, which outline Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glorious pastimes, Advent pastimes and departure from this earthly planet. Jai Shri Radha Partha Sarati Lalita Vishaka Gauranita Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami is the foremost amongst them for us. Srila Prabhupada translated it personally. We must remember that Srila Prabhupada gave priority of translating Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita before even translating rest of 10th canto, because he knew that his disciples could be empowered by him to translate the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. But in order to translate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glorious pastimes, he himself had to do it. Srila Prabhupada didn't want to take a chance, because his purpose is to broadcast Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's glories. Gauravani is his words, his instructions. That is his purpose. Srila Prabhupada is an ambassador of the spiritual world, and if you remember, even the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, more than 50 pages are devoted to the book Bhagavatam. He is dedicated to the person Bhagavat, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nicha Bhaktikaram Priya Charutaram Natanattana Nagara Rajakulam. Or Nicha Bhaktikaram, it is performing his own pastimes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally performing his own pastimes of performing his own bhakti, because he appeared as his own bhakta. And Lochan Das Thakur's, we'll just briefly dwell on his life history, then we'll focus a little bit on Chaitanya Mangal, because I just thought we don't discuss Chaitanya Mangal much. Unfortunately, we don't have the privilege of having this Bengali payars of this. It is written in a chanda called Mora, and Panchali is the style of verse. Bengali historians specifically highlight that Srila Lochan Das Thakur was probably the earliest of the classic Bengali poets and historical writers also. He is written about the historical account of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even today, in various parts of Bengal, they read from Chaitanya Mangal. Krishna's name is Bhuvana Mangala. Bhuvana Mangala tumi Bhuvanerapati tume upikila nai ki hoy begoti. He's Bhuvana Mangala. Krishna makes everything auspicious. That is why we have Mangala Arati. So everything about Krishna is Mangala. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself, when he appeared, his biography, so to say, or his life history, or his hagiography, some people say. Hagiography means history of the saints. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is no saint. He is Krishna himself. Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya. So, along with Krishna Das Kaviraj, Lochan Das Thakur, both of them were credited with renaming, along with Vrindavan Das Thakur's biography or life account of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as Chaitanya Bhagavat. So, he is same as Vyasadeva. And Chaitanya Mangal, there are various accounts that it was written in 1537, which is a little odd because Lochan Das Thakur appeared in 1523 near Katwa in the Burdwan district. Katwa is a very important place. Why is Katwa famous? Yeah, this is very, very important for us. Yeah. Yes. So that is why I said that. Because it's Mahaprabhu's place of sannyas, it is very, very important that his associates also appeared in that place. That is why Adapya Nitta Shailila, Adapya Shailila Kore Gorarai. Kona Kona Bhagyavan Deki Barapai. Not everybody can see the Lord's pastimes. Lochan Das Thakur could use his Lochan to see Mahaprabhu's pastimes. He is an eternal associate. He is a disciple of Narahari Sarkar Thakur. Narahari Adikori Chamara Dolai. That Narahari Sarkar Thakur. He initiated him very mercifully. Because Lochan Das Thakur was the son of Kamalakar and Sadanandi, great Vaishnavas. From a very young age, he was into studying scriptures, and of course, he was imbued with Gauranga Prema from the childhood itself. He always wanted to immerse himself in the pastimes of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Gaura Prem. And therefore, it was only logical that he developed detachment at a very early age. Mahaprabhu Bhaktagane Vairagya Pradhan. For them it is natural to be detached. And Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj says, I've seen it on many people's desktop, even on mine it is there. Vairagya means when the opportunity to engage in or indulge in sense gratification arises, one does not act on it. So, Lochan Das Thakur was married at a very young age. And as is the custom those days, the wife was in the family house of her father. So, when the time came for them to stay together, the parents got worried that their son is so much into Krishna consciousness or Gaura consciousness that he may not go back to family life. So they went and requested Narahari Sarkar Thakur, who instructed him, you can go get your wife. As he had gone to that village, it was at a young age that he went there, so he forgot that place, the route to the house of his wife. So he saw a young girl there and said, Ma, how do I go to such and such house? So she showed him the direction. And sure enough, when he went to that place, he found out that this same girl whom he addressed as Ma or mother was his own wife. It is so difficult for us that Matruvat Paradareshu, this is Swadhareshu. What to speak about Paradareshu? Is because he once called his wife Ma, he completely was in that consciousness and he would always look at her as mother. Of course, that didn't stop him from preaching. And it is mentioned that he was instructed by Narahari Sarkar Thakur to develop a separate Kirtan style, which he developed, which is very, very famous. He's very famous for that Kirtan style. And he did not distinguish between caste, creed or anything when he preached. He preached across. And when he wrote Chaitanya Mangal, it was completely imbued with the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstatic love, some of which has not been covered in Vrindavan Das Thakur's Chaitanya Bhagavat. You will find some very, very rare pastimes in Chaitanya Mangal. But he was so much engrossed in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's love that he felt, because he is a disciple of Narahari Sarkar Thakur, who is an associate of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, he was constantly saying, Narahari Sarkar Thakur is my life, is my love, is my soul. When will I develop complete attachment to his lotus feet? He was forever immersed in ecstatic. Gaura Prema will come only if there is Guru Prema. That is why Srila Prabhupada, he instructed in early days also of the movement, tried to install Guru Gauranga, Panchatattva. He was instructing several disciples. And this Parama Karuna Bhajan is very famous in Caracas, Venezuela, which is the first place other than Mexico City in the Americas, that other than USA, that Srila Prabhupada visited. And there, as I was doing this kirtan, they were installing Gauranita deities. When he sang this Parama Karuna, he just stopped. He was stunned and he was shedding tears. Not deliberately, it just happens. Nayanam Gala Dashrudaraya. He just stopped and he said, such mercy. Parama Karuna. Parama Karuna. And this we have to understand that this movement runs on mercy. This movement is based on mercy. It is not based on mercy. We may have many desires. That is the difference. When we are Manmana Bhavamat Bhakto and Manmana Bhavamat Bhakto, the difference is mercy. The difference between mercy and mercy. When we surrender our free will to the spiritual master and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, truly our life will have Chaitanya Mangal. It will be really glorious for us to have this sort of a realization that our only qualification should be to aspire for the mercy. When we are chanting, are we really chanting the holy name? Or are we just muttering the mantra akshara, as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says? We really think that we can chant and do Cheto Darpana Marjanam ourselves. It is like some soap that we apply. So then we understand that it is all the mercy of Srimati Radharani and the Supreme Lord. And that together manifested as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it is mentioned in Chaitanya Mangal about the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and some other pastimes. We have some wonderful bhajans about Nityanand Prabhu that was written by Lochan Das Thakur, because he felt he was so much into Gaura Prema and Guru Prema that he could not adequately explain Nityanand Prabhu's glories. And therefore, he mentioned specifically in several bhajans, Nitai Gunamani Amar, Akaroda Paramananda Nityanandaram. In all these bhajans, he clearly says one who does not bhajile Nitai, one who does not worship Nitai, he is a papi. It's a sinful person who does not understand the glories of Nityanand Prabhu. So it is, and that is why he wrote Pahu Duijana Nitai Gaura Chandra, both of them. Ajanu Lambida Bhujau Kanakavadado, Sankirtanaka Pitarau is all dual. In Sanskrit there is singular, dual and plural. So Pitarau, they are both fathers. Vishwambarao, Dvijavarao, Yugadharma Taro, Vande Jagat Priyakarao, Karunavatarao. Vande Jagat Priyakarao, Karunavatarao. It's the most merciful incarnation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, accompanied by Sriman Nityanand Prabhu. And in Chaitanya Mangal, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clearly tells Murari Gupta, confidential pastime. He tells him that Murari, now that I am going for my sannyas, Leela, of course he doesn't use the word Leela, but we know it is Leela. He says that I will be present in the forms or in the bodies of Advaitacharya, Gadadhar Pandit. And he takes the names of two other people. I'll just come to the names of exactly who else he does. I just forgot completely. One second, hang on. Just tell you who it is. I think he said Shuklambar Brahmachari's place he went. Anyway, I just forgot. Definitely Gadadhar Pandit's form, he is present. Nityanand Prabhu's form is definitely present. And in Advaitacharya's form, he definitely is present. These three forms, Mahaprabhu is personally present after he departed also. So when we take shelter of Pancha Tattva, we get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When we get the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when we get easily the mercy of Radha Krishna, because Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna nahi anya. No. So there are a few pastimes from this I'd like to read out from Chaitanya Mangal. Chaitanya Mangal is essentially in 4 parts. There is Sutra Khanda, Adi Khanda, Madhya Khanda and Antya Khanda. Sutra Khanda has 2 chapters. And I think Adi Khanda has 5 chapters, Madhya Khanda has 12 chapters, and Antya Khanda has 3 chapters. So that is how it is in Chaitanya Mangal. So here it is mentioned that once in Dwaraka, when Narad Muni was visiting the Lord and Srimati Rukmini Devi, Rukmini Devi was praying to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Now, it is very, very important for us to understand what is Rukmini Devi's position. She is not just one of those queens of Dwaraka who is in the mood of Aishwarya. We cannot be dismissive of those such people. If that is the case, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not have played the role of Rukmini Devi in the drama, when they enacted the drama. Which reminds me, Jagannath Vallabha Nataka of Ramanand Rai has also been presented. The Sanskrit part has been translated by Lochan Das Thakur. Apart from other books like Prarthana, he has other books also. So his Chaitanya Mangal is based loosely on Murari Gupta's Chaitanya Charita. Charita Amritam, some people say Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya. That is why I brought out the point of Murari Gupta being personally told by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as to his presence being there in Nityanand Prabhu, Advaita Acharya and Gadadhar Pandit. Because this is personally confirmed by Murari Gupta. That is why we know that Chaitanya Mangal has been inspired by Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya of Murari Gupta. So Rukmini ji is praying, and I said Rukmini ji is no ordinary personality. It's not like just any other queen. She was able to develop pure love of Krishna merely by hearing. Just by Shravanam, she developed love of Krishna. And so, Rukmini Devi, when she speaks about Krishna, we should be sure that we should hear and we will develop love for Krishna. Because she demonstrated how Shravanam can lead to prema. And she is praying to the Supreme Lord, and this is something very beautiful. Unfortunately, there is no payar in Bangla, but I want to read this part to you. My dear Lord, you are the crest jewel of all transcendental qualities. Now, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sabha Avatara Sara Shiromani. Sara Shiromani means crest jewel of all incarnations. All incarnations are present in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally. He is the crest jewel of all incarnations. And therefore, it is mentioned here that Rukmini Devi is praying to the Supreme Lord in Dwarka that you are the crest jewel of all transcendental qualities. All the qualities are there presently in Krishna, in infinite quality. That is why one of the quality names of Krishna is Nirguna. He has no material qualities. All of them are transcendental qualities. So Rukmini ji is saying, within your heart you can't know why I am crying. She's crying in ecstatic love. The Lord is asking, why are you crying? So she's saying, within your heart, you don't know, you can't know why I am crying. Even though everything else is known to you. And Acharya say, if Krishna is Abhijna, Chartesh Abhijna Swarat, how is it that he does not know Srimati Radharani's love? And Acharya has confirmed that it is Krishna's sweet will. He chooses not to know. We don't have the right of not knowing. We don't have the ability to not know something. Because if the Jiva is Sachidananda, the Jiva cannot not know about something. It can choose. It cannot say that I choose to not know. I may choose to ignore, but I can still say, I cannot say I choose not to know. But Krishna can. Sorry. So here, Rukmini ji is saying, what does Krishna not know? This is amazing. She says, you don't know the power of your lotus feet. It's natural. Krishna won't know the power of his own lotus feet. That is why, when you say the famous, what is that verse? Padam Padam Vipadam Shloka. How does it start? Samashrita e pada pallavam plavam. Krishna's lotus feet can help us cross over the ocean of material existence. Bhavam Mudir Vatsa Padam Param Padam. Just like it is like Gokura, calf's hoof prints. Bhavasagara becomes so small. That's the greatness of clutching onto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Rukmini ji is saying, you don't know the power of your lotus feet. And then she further says, my dear Lord, you control everyone in the three worlds. No one can control you, she says. But we all know that one person can control the Lord. Who's that? So Rukminiji is saying, because I am completely devoted and surrendered to you, I can experience the ecstasy of worshipping your lotus feet. So she is telling us the direction. If we want to develop the ecstasy of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, what should we do? Surrender. That's what she's saying. She says, because I am completely devoted and surrendered to you. These are the two things. Devotion and surrender. By doing that, we can develop an attachment or taste for the lotus feet of Paramananda Madhava, Padangaluchi Makaranda. He sings, Gaur Govind Maharaj sings this Uriya Bhajan. And so, Rukminiji, who is Krishna's own consort, is saying, it mystifies me how Radharani binds you so completely with the transcendental qualities. You are the crest jewel of all transcendental qualities, and it mystifies me how Radharani binds you with these transcendental qualities. And she goes on to glorify the Lord in so many ways. And she finally says, basically this story was narrated by Murari Gupta to Damodar Pandit, who taught this to Lochan Das Thakur. That is how we ended up narrating all this in Chaitanya Mangal. What's the sequence? Yeah, that's right. Thanks. So, finally Lord Krishna told Rukmini, oh my beloved, I have never heard such an explanation about my own qualities. And in order to taste this ecstasy, I will soon appear myself. Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki. He decided to agree to her desire of giving the same love to everyone. And that is his special mercy. Nija Bhakti Karam. Nija Namadharam. He does all that. His own name. And just then, Narad Muni appeared. And Narad Muni, before he appeared, there's something very interesting. The Lord displayed his form as Gauranga Mahaprabhu there for the very first time. You know why? Just like we talk about Jai Gaura, Shai Krishna, Shai Jagannath. What is the form of Jagannath ji? How did that form come? Who can say? What is that form? How did that form appear originally? Yes. His own pastimes. He was in ecstasy. And he couldn't resist the ecstasy, he developed that form. Now here, as he was hearing the narrations of his own glories from whom? Rukminiji. He suddenly exhibited the transcendental ecstatic form of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki immediately revealed that form. And that form, again, Narad Muni appeared at Dwarka around that time, and Narad Muni was asking him, my dear Lord, first the Lord sees Narad Muni. Narad Muni looks a little desolate. He looks a little disappointed, very troubled. So the Lord asks, like our spiritual master asks us normally, how are you? When he asks, how are you? It is not just like whether you have cough and cold or not. He really asks, how are you? Then he goes through and scans you. So the Lord similarly asked Narad Muni, it pains me to see that you are so disappointed, you look so disturbed. So Narad Muni is replying, my dear Lord, what shall I say? He says, you are the Lord of everything that exists. And now he says many things. You are full of all qualities. Your names can deliver everything. All the glories of the Lord. And this is very important. In the context of our book distribution marathon, he says, when I can't hear your names being chanted, and when I see the conditioned souls intoxicated by pride, absorbed in materialistic activities, and devoid of Krishna consciousness, it gives me great pain. So Paradukhe Dukhi, Narad Muni is demonstrating how it pains him that Krishna is not present among the people who are suffering. And therefore those who give Krishna get Krishna. So therefore in this movement, the Supreme Lord's pastimes which are manifested, this is part of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Nitya Leela, that ISKCON is there. ISKCON is flourishing because of Mahaprabhu's Nitya Leela. Her Grace Yamuna Mataji, Her Grace Yamuna Mataji, whom we also revere and love, she said that every time we taste a morsel of Krishna Prasadam with the right consciousness, we are already part of Nityanand Prabhu's, Gaurang Mahaprabhu's eternal pastimes. So this is part of eternal pastimes of the Lord. By the holy name, by the Prasadam, by the Vaishnava Sangha, everything. That is all revealed in Chaitanya Mangal also. And the Lord agreed. He said that this wonderful form that I am displaying before you will appear in Kali Yuga for delivering the innumerable souls. Revealing the glories of Krishna's holy names, I will personally preach the glories of devotional service and give the bliss of Krishna Prema freely to all. Although over the ages many branches of religion have appeared in the world, I will preach pure love of God to unite all people. I will appear on earth along with my intimate friends and followers. With them, I will satisfy my cherished desire to relish the pure love that my devotees taste by serving my lotus feet. The confidential reason to why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Nilachal Dham for the last 12 years of his life is revealed here. Is one understanding. Because he doesn't describe too much about the Nilachal pastimes. But it's clear he is revealing this part. Now let's take, one day Nimai Pandit was, Nimai as a child was playing with his friends. And they were playing a game where they had to count the number of footprints of birds made on the sand. They had to run fast, count the number of footprints made by the birds, and whoever reaches the Ganga first will win. This is very difficult. You have to count and also run fast. So the Lord's Nitya Leela is so inconceivable. Even in this, games are inconceivable. So he was doing that and he was sweating profusely and panting. He was running. Of course, this is all past time. Why will the Lord sweat? Lord was sweating and playing, and suddenly Jagannath Mishra appeared and he was with a stick. Just said, why did you do this? Stop. I mean, I don't want to let your education go to the dogs. In English, there is usage, go to the dogs, meaning get ruined. So I don't want to let your education go to the dogs. Go and study. And the moment they saw Jagannath Mishra, all the boys ran away. They all went to their houses. So then Nimai started crying. So then Sachimata came and said, Prabhu, don't please beat him. So somehow or the other, then Jagannath Mishra pacified the child, wiped off his tears and said, I will give you a banana. Please don't play like this. Please go to school and study properly. Sound familiar? All of us have heard this. Of course, our parents gave us chocolate and biscuit, not bananas. So, and that night, Jagannath Mishra had a dream. A very powerfully built Brahmana came and said, you don't know the difference as to whom you're dealing with? An animal doesn't know the difference between a touchstone and a normal stone. He says, I am the very same Supreme Personality of Godhead who appeared as your son. Of course, in Chaitanya Mangal, it doesn't say that Jagannath Mishra said that as a father, I have to do my duty and things like that. Specifically, this part is indicated. Now, the Lord, during his Kirtan pastimes, at Shuklambar Brahmachari's house, would suddenly, in the middle of the Kirtan, stop and say, what time of the night is it? He said, Mahaprabhu, it is not night, it is day. So he was so immersed in Kirtan, in Sankirtan, that he had no idea whether it was day or night. And it went on like that. And when he returned from Gaya after his initiation, he was so much imbued with Krishna Prema that Sachimata said, like a son, good son, every time you go out, you bring something for me as a mother. So this time I'm sure you come back from Gaya, you brought Krishna Prem for me. Sachimata is saying. And towards the end, there is a very confidential pastime, which is mentioned here, which is that, one thing is during his sannyas Leela, a voice suddenly, when Keshav Bharati was initiating him, suddenly a voice from the air, it just said, please give him the name Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya. And that's the name he gave. That's the name he gave Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And to conclude, there is a very wonderful confidential pastime given where he pacifies Vishnu Priya ji, his dear consort. This is not mentioned elsewhere. He shows her his Chaturbuja Rupa, four-armed form. And she still thinks of him as her husband. Because Vishnu Priya ji is none other than expansion of Srimati Radharani or Lakshmi ji, so on and so forth. Is Krishna's own internal potency. Vishnu Priya ji is, what is she saying? She is saying that even after, just like the gopis when they saw the Lord reveal his Chaturbuja, he's Alarnath, basically, it's Krishna himself. They said, okay, obeisances to you, where is Krishna? Please show us. So she was like that. She was so much in feeling in the pangs of separation that how could you leave me and take up your sannyas leela? And he promised her that whenever you remember me, I will be present with you. Of course, we know how she was constantly serving him in separation. So the Chaitanya Mangal has very wonderful pastimes of the Supreme Lord. And Lochan Das Thakur has presented it so beautifully for our purification. So we should try our best to study Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in the light of Gaudiya understanding, of our ISKCON Gaudiya understanding, and therefore ourselves bestow auspiciousness in our own life, which is Mangal. Sri Chaitanya Mangal Mahakavi ki, Sri Lochan Das Thakur ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. You, the senior devotees, want to contribute something? Prabhuji would like to say something. Prabhuji would like to say something? Would like to add something? Jai. That is why I said we should study Lochan Das Thakur in the light of previous acharyas and senior Vaishnavas. Thank you for reminding us. Somebody has some question? One question? Yes, Srinitha Prabhu. Yeah. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Mangal, and Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya of Murari Gupta. That is not available to us in actual form, but it is originally Katcha or diary of Murari Gupta. Katcha. Yeah. Sure. We should pray to the spiritual master that first and foremost, we must understand that all offerings are made to the spiritual master. So the pujari, when he does all the offerings, initial offering is made to the spiritual master. Idam asanam, then you give the pranam mantra of the guru, the bija mantra of the guru, etat padyam, idam achamaniyam, and then you offer flowers at the lotus feet of the Lord and then say the same thing to them. So first and foremost, we must understand that the spiritual master is offering. We are becoming his instrument to offer the bhoga. We are nobody to offer bhoga. Even the entire Guru Parampara thinks they are unqualified to offer bhoga. That is why what do? We put Tulsi Maharani in the bhoga. She is the topmost devotee. She is the one who is offering the bhoga to Krishna. That becomes prasadam. Krishna accepts it then. So we must understand that first and foremost, we are not even qualified to offer bhoga to the Lord. That is the first mood. When we enter the altar itself, we do Bhuta Shuddhi. Naham viprona cha narapatir napi vaishyona shudro naham arnena cha grahapatir novanasto itirva kintu protya nikila paramananda purnamritabdar gopi partur padakamalay dasana das. Then you chant Gopal mantra and do Atma Shuddhi. Then you enter. So then you first and foremost understand that I am a nobody. I am a nobody. I am a nothing. Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj says that unless you understand that you are a nobody or nothing without the spiritual master's mercy, you will not make spiritual progress. So that should be the mood when we offer bhoga. And after chanting all the mantras, you should pray to the spiritual master even in your own words and heart that please offer this Abdi Parampara so that we may partake of this as your Mahaprasadam and progress in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we should be Bandhamoyi Savadana Mate, Sri Guru Charana Padma. If you approach spiritual master, always Bandhamoyi Savadana Mate. Somehow with Krishna we are not so careful, but sometimes when Guru Maharaj comes, we get a little scared, we become immediately. So that Bandhamoyi we must have inside the altar. And even if you are offering at home or your room or anywhere, first offer to the spiritual master with the right mood that I am not qualified, and pray to him to do the offering. The first and foremost thing to understand in any aspect of serving Krishna is that I can't serve Krishna. Only spiritual master can. That mood will be sufficient to make progress. Is that? Srila Prabhupada ki